Hey guys, I am back and gonna do the mini album as promised, and I'm gonna start a little mini series with it, and hopefully it will help me get through them a little bit quicker by doing them with you guys. First off though, I want to do a huge shout out to MayMayMadeIt, which is Amy, and that's her channel. Jane and Amy did a series on a whole bunch of awesome tutorials. If you guys go to MayMayMadeIt or VelocityVet08, you guys will find the tutorials that they did, and they, swap back and forth. That was awesome to learn from. But I actually won my very first drawing, and I was so excited. I won 3 stamp sets from MayMayMadeIt, and the first one is called Trixie's Valentine, and it's so very cute. I own 3 dachshunds, actually, so this works out perfectly. They're actually dachshund Chihuahua mix, but these are just so stinking cute. Look at them. And they say, "Puppy love, will you be mine? You stole my doggone heart, hot dog. Rough day, bow wow, I rough you. I'm just wild about you." And I just thought that was really cute. So I got to go to MayMay's Etsy shop, which is MayMayMadeIt. Sorry, MayMayMadeIt at Etsy, and she sells these, and they are awesome. The bee's knees, so cute. So I think this will I saw this and went, ooh, that'd be a good mixed media background stamp, because Jane's also doing a mixed media little tutorial, and I thought that would be perfect because I don't have anything like that. So this one says, "Just wing it, just because, be calm and buzz on, be yourself, beaming with pride, I've been thinking of you, buzz, be positive, the bee's knees, be beautiful, where have you been, I've got eyes for you." And I just love the little bee. I think he's so cute. And oh snap, I thought that was adorable. I actually don't have anything with the Polaroids, and I've been eyeballing them and thinking about it, and I got the opportunity, so I grabbed it. And this one says, "Shake it, smile, BFFs, strike a pose, worth 1,000 words, take a picture, it'll last longer," which is funny because I used to say that all the time. "Making memories, so stinking cute, say cheese, picture perfect, a great day." So thank you, Amy, from MayMayMadeIt, because these are awesome, and I can't wait to play with them. So there's a shout out for her. Also, I want to do a shout out for Jane. She is asking for us to do, just a little quick shout out for her blog, which is The Lady in the Stamp. And I actually really like that. I love her blog. She, if I'm out and about and I don't have time to actually sit and watch the video, I can just look at her blog site real quick and see what little cards or ETCs she's come up with. She does flash contests on there, which are really fun and get you really involved into her blog site. And I think it's a really cool site. It's very informative. It's very laid back. You learn a little bit more about Jane and what she does and what she's stepping into. So yeah, check her out, because that's really a really good blog site. And I think actually she's the only blog site I follow, to be honest, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But yeah, I really like, because like I said, I can just really quick on my phone, and because if you sign up, there's a little section where you can put in your email, and when she, makes a blog post, then it pops up as an email, and you can just look at it and, read what she's done for the day, or, how her week's gone, or, what projects she's working on and things like that. So there's a shout out for that. And there was one more thing. Oh yeah, Jane, because I'm still stuck on her. TupeloDesigns. Check these out, because these are amazing, and I'm going to play with these tonight, so you guys will get to see them in action. So, album, because I'm a dork, and, I said I was going to do one with you guys, and I completely did it without you guys, because I forgot. That's how awesome my memory is. So, I gutted the cover, took the binding out. I'm going to actually go through and, let's see what color I started on. Oh, I did the vintage photo. I think I'm just going to leave this one craft, actually. When I leave these at a craft color, I usually don't go through and paint these ones. So I think on the next one, I'll go ahead and show you how I daub them up and paint them and everything else and add the side binding and all that fun stuff. So we'll get going with that. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I've actually realized that, like, I'm looking at the clock right now and it's already been 5 minutes. So holy Toledo, because wow. I don't know if I'm just a really slow crafter, but I think honestly getting on YouTube was probably the best challenge for me, because now I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to move so much faster. I've got to quit talking and start working. But I'm glad that, you know, I still get a lot of good comments about how people don't mind that I ramble and I, you know, talk and all that good stuff. Because thank goodness for that. Because if you didn't, I wouldn't have any subbies. So I'm just going through and inking up all my edges. I didn't want you guys to have to sit through and watch my paper selection and, you know, cutting it all out and all that stuff. So granted, I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me ink all these, but I figure that was the quickest part of it. I go through and I remeasure all of my, I don't know if you can see my little note there. I remeasure and write my measurements on there because for some reason, I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but I have this cutter and I like it except for a couple of things. For some reason, when I put my paper on there, it's not always straight. Does anybody else have that issue or is it just me? I don't know if I'm doing something, I mean, obviously it can't be that hard to figure out. So I feel kind of, you know, stupid when it comes to this because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So my paper's like coming out uneven and that irritates me. This thing is like, there's a little wire in here for those of you who don't have this trimmer. And it like, it's supposed to keep this straight. So when you cut it, it's a perfect straight line and you can see where you're cutting. And that's a great concept and I loved it and that's why I bought it. But when I do this, and if my paper is just a hair too thick, that wire bends, and then when I pull the paper out, there's a little curve at the bottom of the paper. So if you guys have any advice on that, let me know, because I love the trimmer. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, anywho, back to this. So I remeasure everything because, like I said, for some reason, like this is 8 by 5.5, but some of them came out like 8 and 5 3/8. So it's just a hair smaller than what I cut it at. So I don't know what I did. I also write it on there so that way I know where my top is, so I don't goof and, you know, put something on upside down and then I can't open it. Now I'm all frustrated because I got to rip it off and all that good stuff. So, anywho, you know, it's really funny. I was sitting there. Here we go with the rambling. You guys ready for tonight? I've been thinking about it all day, like what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say. The most important things I wanted to do were my shout-outs, which is why I did them first, because I will forget, because my memory is just that awesome. And I sat there and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. And it's so funny, because, like, bam, I hit the record button, and it's on. I'm just talking away. Like, I've been doing this for years, which I haven't. So don't get too excited on that. It's only been a few months. But I am really, I've been watching a lot of YouTube on mixed media and because, you know, following Jane. And I'm like hooked on mixed media right now. And I just want to get these albums done so I can move on to something else. I have quite a few projects lined up that I'm very excited about. I want to start because... hello, it's mid-August and I haven't started on Christmas, which is really weird because my job that I lost was, I was an assistant manager for Walgreens. So, like, this is the time of year where we're thinking Halloween and we're getting stuff in the truck on, you know, for Christmas, and it's August and I haven't thought about any of it. Like, I've thought about it a little bit because MayMay went through and did a little series on like some Christmas cards out of a book she has or a magazine she has. And, you know, now she's doing like Halloween stuff and I'm like, oh, crud. I am so behind. So I don't know if anybody else does that, but I feel like I'm really, like I feel like I have plenty of time because it's August. But I know as a crafter, I'm going to run out of time because, well, crafting takes a lot of time. So I'm just kind of brainstorming and trying to figure out what I want to do is, you know, gifts for everybody in our family. Now that we're in Arizona, there's a ton more people to do gifts for because, like, in Vegas, it was just a couple of friends of ours and my dad. That was it. We didn't really have anyone out there anymore. And so now that we're in Vegas, we have, you know, practically Jason's entire family is out here. So I got a lot of work to do. And I'm thinking to myself, holy geez, I have like a ton of albums to still finish. I'm like in panic mode with these albums. I feel like I'm really, really behind. So I've actually, since I got on YouTube, like I said, this is probably the best motivation for me. I'm like gunning them out. I've done three albums like completed but not embellished. And then I have 2 more sitting behind me that are about 80% of the way complete but not embellished. And then this one that I'm working on. So there's 6 albums right there that I've done in 1 week since I last talked to you guys. So you guys are great motivation. I hope you guys know that. Awesome motivation. Your comments keep me going, you know, because like I said, like a couple of videos ago, I do these albums and I just don't feel like they look good. You know what I mean? I just feel like they're kind of blah and they're not my style. They're, you know, it is what it is. But so go through, ink all these up. I went ahead and, like I said, I just went ahead and pre-selected all of my sheets. And another thing that I'm doing, which I think is actually motivating me because I can see that I'm using products and it's not all just sitting on my shelves like a hoarder. I've decided that I'm going to take 1 paper pad, focus on that 1 paper pad, and get as many albums out of that 1 paper pad as I can. And right now it looks like I'm doing pretty good. I can get up close to 4 albums from 1 paper pad, which is really good, I think. I mean, I don't really know, but I think that's pretty decent. 4 albums like this from 1 paper pad. So I've gotten rid of 1 paper pad already. I'm just about done with the second one here. I'm going to go grab a couple more once we get going. I think I actually inked these ones already. Yep, I did, because I cut those before. Oh, let me do that upside down. So there's that. So I hope you guys all had a really good week. My week was, my kids are in school, and it's really nice because the kids' school is literally like 15 minutes away walking distance, and which is good because I can't walk. Oh, upside down. Just kidding. Ooh, all right. See, I can't talk and work at the same time. So it's right there within walking distance, which is amazing because it, you know, saves us on gas, and I get a little bit of exercise because you know, there's not really much I can do to exercise anymore. And so that's been kind of a bummer because just before I got into the car accident, I was into week 3 of the Insanity program. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it is exactly how it sounds. It's insane. Like, there are moments where, like, I think I forgot to breathe through half of it. But, you know, I was losing weight, and I was happy with that. So now that I'm not allowed to do that anymore because I talked to my surgeon, and he's like, yeah, that's a no. Can't do it. I was kind of bummed because I don't really know what to do for exercise anymore. So it's nice that, you know, I get to walk with my kids in the morning. And they seem to like it. I mean, it's hotter than crud outside, you know, 103 degrees, but like I said, it's just literally right around the corner. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking my crocodile and I'm just, is it crocodile? Yeah, crocodile. Just kidding. And just cropping my holes back in because I've done this before. And I have taken this thinking I was, you know, cool. And all of a sudden I couldn't figure out where my holes were. And it was bad. I like freaked out for a minute, so I had to like remake new holes. I took another cardboard or chipboard sheet and lined it up and crossed my fingers, and thank goodness it wasn't too far off. But see, I've learned now, I've gotten into the habit of making sure that I actually use my crocodile. Oh, so I also have these two, they're the theater masks, the ones that are smile now, cry later. When Jason's grandfather passed away a few years ago, he had asked his mother if he could take those. That was pretty much like the only thing he wanted. So we got them, but they're like this hideous gold, dirty bronze color. So I asked Jason, what do you want to do with them? And he's like, well, I think I want to go ahead and spray paint them. I just don't know what colors I want to do. And they're like, they remind me of like Caesar, with the grass ring around his head, and they're just kind of weird looking. So my game plan is to mix media them out. I want to gesso them up, and I'm going to do the sad face in black and the smiley face in red, because those are like my two favorite colors. And Jason's okay with that, because I was going to do them yellow and green for like Mardi Gras, because his cousin that unfortunately passed away at a very early age, that was like his favorite thing, were the smile now, cry later, but also the yellow and green, which, also works because those are Jason's and my football team, because we're Green Bay Packer fans. I know, I'm going to get a lot of comments on that, and that's okay. We're cheeseheads. No, neither one of us are from Wisconsin. Jason was born here in Arizona. I was born in Vegas. And so that's like the most common question we get. Oh, what part, you guys from Wisconsin? No, we kind of just joined the team. Jason's been a fan for like years though, so we're not like bandwagon jumpers either. And I grew up a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. My dad was born in Wichita, Kansas, or he was raised, I should say, raised in Wichita, Kansas, because he was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. And so that was my team growing up. And then I'm sorry if anyone is a KC fan out there, but I kind of realized growing up that they weren't as good as Dad thought they were. So I quit watching football for years. And then, of course, I met Jason, which is my husband, who is like preseason's on, and I've lost him. He's gone for the season now. So that's pretty much how it rolls in my house. Preseason's on, leave him alone. I sit in here and craft, and he watches football. But, yeah, I was going to do him the yellow and green because I figured, there was a lot of symbolic meaning behind it. But Jason likes the red and black idea because those were our wedding colors. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I want to learn, I'm watching a lot of videos, I guess, because I want to learn how to, I don't want to just paint them and then, be done with it and they're just red and black with the weird grass on their head type thing. I want to figure out a way to cover that up so you don't even see it. And I want to learn how to texture them and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully, like I said, I can finish jamming these out. And then we will start with Christmas presents. And I want to do, I think my game plan with that is, I want his grandparents. His grandparents have been married for ever. I don't even know how long they've been married, and they are the sweetest couple ever. And his grandfather just celebrated his 90th birthday, and he's got some health problems, and he's but I think he's still doing really good for his age. I think it's amazing, and you can still see just the love in their eyes that they have for each other every time they look at each other. Anne is just such a sweetheart, and Paul is just amazing. And so I want to see if anyone has an old photo of them, when they first started dating, or maybe a wedding photo. And I want to turn it into black and white and do a mixed media canvas with it. My only nervousness about that is that I've never done a mixed media canvas before. So we'll see how that goes. So I don't know if I'm going to do that on camera with you guys. If that's something you guys would like me to do, like I said, my channel is going to be all about trial and error, so maybe I should just, you know, record it. I'll have to do it in bits and pieces, of course, because I'm sitting at 20 minutes already, and I'm not even done taping this stuff down. So, but yeah. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think being on YouTube is a great idea. For those of you who aren't on YouTube yet, you know, because you're nervous or shy or things like that, just make a video. I'll come watch you. You and I can watch each other. And then we'll just talk about each other. And we'll make it fun. Because, like I wish I would have done, like, I wish I would have had the opportunity to start this way before I did now. Because, like I said, motivation is, like, huge. And, it's nice to actually talk to other people who can understand what I'm thinking or feeling. And I don't feel so alone in my craft room anymore. Even though you guys are watching me, I don't feel alone in here. I feel like you guys are here with me hanging out, and, you know, I'm sure eventually some of you are going to start screaming at me, and that's okay. But, I mean, I like talking to you guys and, you know, communicating, and I'm trying to get better at remembering that, you know, there's comments being made and that I want to try to comment back. Because, oh, and you guys are awesome when it comes to sharing my videos. I didn't know you guys could do that. But I keep getting, like, little notifications that, you know, so-and-so shared your video. And I'm up to 290 subscribers. So that's amazing. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to have to do, like, a giveaway soon. And not just the organizer, because don't think I forgot about that. I haven't forgotten. It's just that, like I said, with these albums and me being in panic mode about them, I haven't been able to work on it. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to lie. I feel bad. I feel really bad because I know that was like the hype and what got me started, and I haven't even done it yet. But like I said, hopefully everything by October will start calming down and I can start doing things for me again. And I mean, not just for me, because I need to get back to doing my albums for my eBay site as well. Because I haven't sold anything on there in months. Oh, goodness. Wow, I guess I'm not going to ramble as much as I thought on this video, because it's like taking a lot of concentration, and all I'm doing is sticking down tape. Does anybody know where to buy good score tape? Like, the score tape I have is like the Score Pal score tape, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. I love this stuff. I go through it so quickly. So quickly. And it's not cheap. I actually ordered 26 of these 1/8 because, of course, I didn't know any better. I didn't know how little they were going to be. And I ordered 26 of them because if I went through, I use the site scorepal.com, and they were on sale for 99 cents, so I just ordered 26 because anything over $25 is free shipping. So I ordered 26 of them, and I got them, and I was like, yay, this is amazing, and I'm happy. And then I realized, holy Toledo, I use a lot of it. A lot of it. Like 26 rolls, and I'm probably down to like my last 10 just by doing these albums. So I don't want to run out, but at the same time, I don't want to spend, you know, $4.99 or whatever it is just to buy the little one, because I know it goes up in price as it does in size. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And ATG tape isn't any cheaper. And I'm running out of that really quick too. I've already gone through, I bought like, oh, I don't know, I think 6 boxes when they were on sale at Michael's. I got really lucky. They were like 40% off. And then there was also a like a 20% off your entire purchase and sale items or something like that. So I grabbed what was on the shelf, and there was only, you know, 3 boxes there, which was fine. There was, you know, 6 rolls, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to take me forever to go through these. And yeah, it didn't. I have one roll left plus what's left in my ATG gun. So I know I've heard some people talk about like a tape store or something. I can't remember who said it, because in case you guys haven't noticed, my memory isn't functional, I guess. It works when it wants to. And so I can't remember who said it. I can't remember the website, but they said they got ATG tape like dirt cheap. So I was hoping to go onto that website, but now I can't remember what it was. And see, here's the kicker, because you guys are probably saying, well, why didn't you write it down? I did write it down. I wrote it down 3 different times in 3 different spots, and then we moved. Yep. And now I don't know where my pad of paper went that I wrote it down on. It's gone. Of course, I'm still not done unpacking, so I might still have a chance of finding it. But as of right now, while I'm running out, I'm not going to find it. Because we all know how that works. You don't find it until you already repurchase it and then you find it. I do that a lot. Does anybody else do that? I do that a lot. Oh man, can't find my scissors. I'll just go buy another pair. And then you buy the other pair, or a brand new pair, and you come home and they're sitting right there on your desk, right in front of your face. So, and I'm sorry, my hands are like, I don't know if you guys can see, my hands are like really filthy. I was inking up a whole bunch of stuff earlier. One of the other albums that I was working on. Oh, I feel like I'm fumbling over my words. Could be because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. That could quite be possible. My daughter did not want to go to bed. She's actually asleep on her little chair right behind me. So I'll have to convince her to wake up and walk herself back to the bedroom when I'm done here. So I'm hoping it doesn't take me too long, and that, it's not 50 videos later for me to finish one album, because I think I'd be really sad about that. But at the same time, I guess in a way it's kind of good, because I'll figure out exactly, not exactly because I did a little bit of prepping beforehand, but I can kind of see how long it actually takes me to make an album, because I've never actually timed it. Because some of these ladies are super quick. Some of them are yeah, it only took me 4 hours, and the whole thing's decked out and blinged, and I'm like, holy crap, how'd you do that? I want to learn. So, and I don't know if you guys mind the long videos, because I know, I stay home, so I don't mind watching the long videos and seeing the entire process go through, but I know a lot of people, work and don't want to sit through a rambling on video, because I seem to do that a lot. I think I did actually really good on my last video, though. I was pretty proud of myself. I think my biggest thing is that because I challenged myself when I first made my very first video, I said that I wasn't going to edit and it was going to go up as is. And I've stuck by that. I don't watch my video, I don't pre-screen it or anything like that. Everything you see is exactly what you get. If I goof up, I goof up. If I accidentally slip a curse word out, which I'm sure is eventually going to happen because I'm going to, staple my finger or something. It's going to happen. It is exactly what it is. And you guys seem to be enjoying that, which makes me very happy because, like I said, I sit in my craft room and mumble to myself all the time and think, goodness gracious, if anybody else heard me talking right now, they would think I was nuts. But you guys don't seem to think I'm crazy, so that's good. I think I'm right in the right family group right now. You guys can understand my language. Because I'll talk to my husband about it, and he just kind of stares at me with that blank look, like I hear you speaking, but I have no idea what you're saying right now. But I have to give my husband kudos. He's actually pretty involved with he'll go with me to Michael's and ask me, hey, do you need any score tape? Do you need any, how are you doing on your trimmers? And he's pretty considerate when it comes to stuff like that. I'm actually really proud of him that he can name probably a lot of the stuff in my craft room. Oh, that one kind of got stuck. Does anyone else have a problem with their crocodile sticking? it might be because I use the tape, so it's sticking to the tape. But like mine gets stuck in that little, like the bottom piece where it punctures through, it gets stuck down there. And I hope you guys don't mind that I'm asking you guys a lot of questions, because I feel like I should be teaching you something, but I'm not. I'm still learning. So I ask a lot of questions to see what type of different answers I get, because I like to hear everybody else's opinions. And because I feel like I learn more that way. And then I'll take what advice I get or what information I get, and I'll clamor it all together and I'll make it my own. I mean, I can't make my own advice about, you know, the crocodile or anything like that, but... Oh, and punches. Like my tab punch, it gets stuck. Can I, like, put WD-40 on it or something? I don't want to ruin it, because, you know, I just don't, but I don't know what else to do. Like, every time I punch it, it doesn't pop back open. And I don't play with punches a lot. Like, I have a few. When I first started, I was all excited and gung-ho, and I just bought everything. And then I didn't really know how to use it or what to use it for, and, you know, things like that. And so now I'm, like, stuck, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix my broken punch. So what I've been doing is just taking my little, I don't even know what these are. They're like the flat... I bought it at a jewelry kit, I think it was, from Tuesday Morning. And it's like this huge, not huge, I mean it's little, obviously you can see it compared to my hand. It's like the flat-nosed plier thingies. I don't know what they're called. Not a jewelry maker, so I don't know what they are. But I use this and I just kind of thunk it in there and it pops back open. So I mean it still works. I'm still making tabs with it. I wish I didn't have to feel like I'm breaking it every time I, you know, make a punch. I hope I didn't break it or do something wrong with it, because that would be horrible. Because I don't think I did anything wrong. Put in one sheet at a time, you know. Followed all the rules. I still broke it. I'm really good at doing that too. I'm really good at breaking things and not knowing how to fix them. That's why I call my husband to fix it, because I, you know, tell him, hey, I broke it, fix it. And he's usually pretty good, and he can fix it. 9 times out of 10 anyway. Sometimes I get really bad, and I just completely destroy something and have no idea what I did. Oh, not too bad. We're sitting at 32 minutes right now. I don't know if I should keep going or if I should stop here. Oh, and I actually did good this time. This is the paper that you see that I'm using. Not like these. This is the one that I got from the Etsy lady. But the other pages that you're seeing, the nice pastel colors, that collection is from Recollections. And I'll just show you real quick, so you guys can actually see that I'm using all of it. The Recollections Caitlin. And so, like, this is what I have left. It's just about one sheet of everything left, and then a lot of tags, and then there's some halfers there, which is funny because I was cutting up, you know, prepping for the video today, and apparently I can't think and think at the same time. I don't know if that's going to make sense to anybody. Oh, I got to ink that one. But I was sitting there thinking, like, what are you going to talk about tonight? And don't forget to do your shout outs. Make sure you pull your stuff out so you don't forget. And, you know, how do you plan on, you know, because it's really funny. I actually try to, like, script my videos. Not really script them, like, write down every line and then just read the lines, but I try to think about what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say, and everything I thought about that I thought I was going to say, I don't even remember at this point, so there's no script. It's all live, and, yeah. So, it's just my rambling on, rambling. Which, again, I'm really glad that you guys seem to enjoy it. Because I don't know what I would do if you didn't. I would probably get a lot of thumbs down, huh? Probably get a lot of those. I don't know why everyone's freaking out about those. Like, I don't Like, I know I said that, like, I would feel bad if I got them, and I probably would, and I probably will, but I don't know. It's like when someone puts a thumb down on my, like, Facebook. I don't really worry about it. I don't even pay attention to them. And there was, like, I think I was talking to Jane about it. She said that you can remove that option, but I don't know how to remove that option, just so that way I don't come into the drama of having to deal with it later, because I'm hoping to eventually get big enough, you know, have a nice, decent-sized channel where more and more people want to come watch me and join me with my craziness. And, you know, eventually get onto design teams and stuff like that, but I don't know how to get rid of that. Because like I said, I know that the mean comments are coming. And I'm prepared for them. That doesn't mean I'm going to like them. I'm just prepared for them. Because, you know, you guys gave me a lot of good advice when I first started out. Not that, you know, I'm like an expert now. I've made, what, 5? This is video, like, what, 5? Talking like I've been doing this for years. So, you know, you guys gave me a lot of good advice that, you know, I'm not going to be able to please everybody. And you're right. I'm not. That's just life, and that's just how it goes. Oh, I hate these little, there's my flower. My little beads. Oops. You know the little foam pieces that come off after you beat up your little foam pad there for so long? So, okay, what I'm doing now, just so that way I'm letting you guys know step by step. You see this little strip here from the chipboard? Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Whoop, this way. I will get it. Eventually I will learn it's the opposite way. It's here. I don't like that. I don't know why, but it bugs me. So I just go through and, you know, dab a little bit of ink on it. I don't know why that makes it better, but to me it does. It just looks better to me. So now you can see it's a little more, maybe if I compare it. Okay, yeah, see how this is like a little bit darker? This is lighter. I like the darker part. I think it just makes it look more like, oh look, she didn't cut the paper too short. It's supposed to look like that, because I actually cut the paper too short. Which, see, there I go with my measuring again, and I still screwed it up somehow. I'm really good at that. I measure it, and it's funny because I measure it like, I don't just measure it twice. I measure it like 5 times, and I still, whoops, still can't get it. And it's horrible because, like, that's like my mom's biggest thing. My mom is a retired seamstress. So she laughs at me because she watches me on the, it's called a video phone. My parents are actually, just a little, you know, tidbit about me, I guess. My parents are actually hearing impaired. So my first language was sign language. And I brought that up because I was talking to my mom. She was asking me how my channel was going. And I said, you know, it's going good. And it sucks because 2 videos ago, I had no audio. Some of you were able to hear it. Some of you were barely able to hear it, and some of you couldn't hear me at all. And it's because I goofed and I hit a button. See, there I go breaking stuff, and I had to ask hubby to fix it because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was in panic mode because I thought I wasn't going to be able to make videos anymore, which is funny coming from the girl who, you know, didn't want to make her first video at all. But, so she's like, oh, well, that's okay. I couldn't hear you anyway. I'm like, I know. She's like, I wouldn't have heard it. It would have been fine. Just send it to the deaf channel. Thanks, Mom. So she cracks me up. So yeah, my parents are actually both deaf. And that was actually one of the things that I was going to go to college for, was to become an interpreter. But then I found out, like, you don't get to pick your cases. It's basically they call you and tell you what time to show up and where to be, and then you show up. And sometimes it's not always good news. And I have a very... I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to delivering someone bad news. I just don't want to do it. It breaks my heart for the person, and I don't even have to know them. I would feel horrible if I had to deliver bad news to somebody. And I have a lot of friends that are interpreters, and, you know, they tell me that, you know, of course there's pros and cons to it, but that's like the hardest part when, you know, you get called into an emergency room and you got to tell a family that, you know, a family member's passed on or something like that, and I couldn't do it. I would cry every time. I'm a baby like that. And you know, you actually go through a class of like, you know, don't be emotional and you have to take it as professional as you can. And I just couldn't do it. So yeah, she made jokes about that. How she wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. And I thought it was funny. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. What else do I have to talk about? Ooh, I'm actually running out of rambling mode. It must be really late. I don't think I have anything else, guys. Is that amazing? I bet you guys are all watching this going, yeah, right, you've got something. You guys shocked? I am. I'm actually really shocked. Because I was really proud of myself, man. I was on, like, rambling mode. First hit the go button, and now I'm just, like, drained. But I feel like I got a lot accomplished tonight, so that's a good thing. And we're only at 40 minutes only. We're at 40 minutes. So, not horribly long. I mean, I got more done tonight than I did in my hour-long video. That was just ridiculous. I don't know what I was doing that day. But I went back and watched that and was like, man, I made a 58-minute video. And then I watched it and went, what the heck did I do? I didn't complete anything. So, that's when I realized, man, either I'm extremely slow or I talk way too much and distract myself to where I forget that I'm supposed to still craft and explain to you what I'm doing when I'm crafting. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? Pretty sure that was the memo I got. Helping each other learn stuff. Even though it's, you know, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys are way more experienced than I am. And you guys know how to ink a page and measure them. I still don't know how to measure them, apparently. See that? Oh, it drives me crazy. I try to get it all the way up there. I measure like, oh, that was what I was talking about. See? That's what I was talking about originally. My mom's a seamstress, retired seamstress. She was a seamstress for 40-something years. So it drives her crazy that I don't know how to measure things. So I don't know if I just did it on purpose growing up, not being able to measure because I thought it was funny to drive my mom nuts. Sorry. And, you know, because you learn measurements in school and math and all that good stuff, and I just never could get it down. Like, I would think I had it, and I always screwed it up in the end somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that was like my mom's biggest thing. I don't understand why you can't measure. You have a seamstress for a mother, and you can't measure anything. Oh, I probably shouldn't put that on yet. I don't have my brads. Ooh, sorry, that was kind of scratchy noises. Okay, so we're at 42 minutes, and everything's papered. It's all inked. And I think next week we're going to cut our, well, I'll cut them before I do the video, obviously. Cut and prep our tags, or our flips, sorry, our flips that go on the inside. And I'll just show you this one real quick so that way you can kind of see what I'm working on here. So we'll work on, maybe I'll save these for another video, but we'll work on these next week, the little flat parts, and show you how I tack all those in there. So yeah, but I just, you know what? I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys, because like I said, I've whipped out 5 of these so far. Well, 3 are completely done. These 2 are getting done. And they'll be probably finished up by tomorrow. So that way all I got to do is embellish them, throw them in a box, and mail them off. You guys are awesome, awesome motivation. Because I was actually really stuck in a rut for a while. Because I hadn't crafted in forever. And all I did was watch other people craft on YouTube. And I got inspiration from it, but I couldn't do anything because everything was packed. So I was really upset about that. And now that I've got my crafter room, I'm sitting here looking around going, yeah, this is a hot mess. I'm still not unpacked. My room still looks all frazzled and crazy and sad. And, oh, my desk is a mess. So I want to get, you know, my craft room organized, and I don't know if you guys would be interested in a craft room tour. I don't have, like I thought I had a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. I thought I had a ton of, and to me, I do. I have enough stuff to play with. A lot of stuff to play with. But, I'm looking at some of these craft rooms, man, and holy Toledo, I would love to just play in one of their craft rooms for a day. Just one. I wouldn't even care. Just pick one of the videos that I watched and invite me over and let me hang out for a day, because some of these craft rooms are amazing. And I don't know how you guys keep them that clean. Like, this is the cleanest part of my room right now, and it's never this clean. Like I said, you guys are awesome motivation, because I actually cleaned my desk for the video. That's the only reason why my desk is clean. That's the honest truth. That's it. My desk is usually, my desk, here, I'll give you an example. That's still too clean. That's usually my desk, except they're not in the baggies. They're all spread out all over the place. And then, you throw like one of these in here. Bam. That's what my desk usually looks like. That's it. So I actually clean up because I know you guys are going to be watching. And I don't want to look like a crazy, crazy person, because I already talk like a crazy, crazy person. So, yeah. Awesome motivation, you guys. So, huge shout out to you guys. And thanks again for, like I said, sharing my videos and grabbing me more subscribers, because Jane was right. I had no idea I would have this many people wanting to follow me, because I'm kind of crazy and random, and I just babble about everything and nothing. So, I think that's it for tonight, guys. We're going to call it a night, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out.